The reason why you started publishing on Amazon KDP is because you want to be able to make some extra money on the side. But how frustrating is it when you go to your dashboard and you refresh it every time and it's like 0 sales? Even though you've created a number of books and posted there, nothing is happening. I know how frustrating, how demoralizing it is. And sometimes people can even give up on their dreams because of things like this. But you know what? Today we are going to fix that problem. So I want to encourage you to make sure that you watch this video to the end so that you'll be able to understand exactly how to fix it and how you can start getting enough sales on your books. The first thing I want to talk about is the cover of your book. The cover of your book is the first thing that customers will see when they want to buy your book. And so that's something that you cannot compromise on the cover of your book. If you don't have a good cover, there's no way people are going to click on that book and there's no way they are going to buy it. No matter how good the quality of the book is, no matter how the content is, it could be the best book on earth, but so long as the cover is not good, nobody is going to click on that book to buy it. So let's see, for example, look at this book on Amazon. This book is it's a new book that was just published. If we click on this book, look at how beautiful the cover looks. It looks so professional. Can you imagine? It's the first book that this person is publishing and it is #1 in new releases. So you see that it doesn't matter whether you are new to publishing, so long as you follow the procedure, so long as you do the things that you are supposed to do, your book is going to rank well. One of the most important things that you must do is to make sure that you have a good cover. If you don't know how to make good covers, maybe you don't have a beautiful eyes for good cover, if you come to fiverr.com, you can join, you can sign up, create an account, and when you create an account, you'll be able to see different people are making good covers. For example, this one, I've actually used her before. Look at her, she has 5-star reviews. Right now she has 3 orders in the queue, and if you go down to her gig, you'll see that she has 53 here, 5-star review. So she does very good work. And if you come here, you'll see that she makes the front cover for $5. Sometimes if you don't have enough money, what you can do is that you can come here and order it and they'll make just the front cover for you. And then when they make that front cover, you can take it now and go to Canva and then make the back cover. It'll be cheap, but it will be high quality book. So if you are not very good at designing, hire somebody, because even here on KDP there are so many people who are taking this as a business, and so they hire people to make expensive and professional covers for them. So if your cover is not that beautiful, people will not be able to click on your book and they will not be able to buy. And so that's one of the reasons that maybe you are not having sales of our covers. If you come here, they'll be able to make it for $20, but to go the cheap route, just as I said, you can just order the one for $5. So I'm going to put her gig and other ones that I've used down below so you can check them out if you want to. So the second thing I want to talk about is branding. You guys know that I'm so big when it comes to branding. When you go to a McDonald's place, you will know exactly that this is McDonald's. Why? Because of the way it's branded, because of the way it's organized. So you are going to know immediately that this is a McDonald's place. And so it's the same thing. It applies to every business. When you start publishing on Amazon KDP, it's a business. And you need to have it at the back of your mind that this is a business. This is a business that you are beginning. And so because it's a business, you need to treat it as a business. You can't just create any kind of low content book and put on Amazon. If you create it like that and put, nobody will buy it. And even if people buy it and they look at it, the quality is not good, what will happen? So you can't just create book anyhow and put on Amazon. If you look at this book on Amazon, look at their books, you will immediately know that these books are all in the same brand. You see how they type like Bible. You can easily tell that they are in the same brand. If you come down here, look at it. You see, it's an independent publisher just like you and me, but the books are well branded. So we can just come here on Amazon and type something like activity book, for example, and let's scroll down and check. For example, let's click on this one. So overcome, you can see, look at this book, look at this other one. You will be able to tell immediately that they are in the same brand. That is what we are talking about. Make sure that your books are branded. And one good thing about this is that when you do this, you are going to have repeat customers. When somebody buys one of your books and they like it, guess what? When you publish another book, they are going to buy it. So you will continually have repeat customers and your brand is going to look presentable. It's going to show that it's something that you are serious about. This is one thing that if you are not doing, you have to start doing that today. You can go ahead and change the covers of your books and brand your books. The next thing I want to talk about is the pricing of your book. So sometimes people think that when they price their book lower, then maybe there'll be many demands. Most of the time, people who just start, they tend to price their books lower so that they'll be able to have more demand. But my overcomers, that is not the case. For me, for example, if I go to buy a book and the price is low compared to all the other books that are on the shelf, then I'll be like, wow, maybe this is a poor quality book. So I might not even buy it, except I look into it and I see that it's a good book, then I can buy. But don't think that when you price your book lower, people are going to buy it. No. So just make sure that you are pricing your book almost the same as all the other books in that same niche. Look at your competitors. Look at how much they are pricing their books. They are looking for high quality. That's what is most important. Don't think that if you reduce the price of your book, you are going to have more demand. It's possible, but it's not always the case. The next thing I want to talk about is A+ content. When it comes to A+ content, let me just show you what it is. So if you look at this book that we looked at before, if you scroll down, you will see that they have all these things here. These samples, this is called A+ content. When you put this, when customers want to buy your book, they'll scroll down and they will see these samples, and it also it looks attractive for them to buy. Never publish your book without putting A+ content, and especially if you start doing advertisement, this is very important. So you can just do a little bit of research and see how to add A+ content on your book. In subsequent videos, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how to do it. So the next thing I want to talk about is the quality of your books. My overcomers, this is something that you cannot joke. I started publishing on Amazon KDP in 2018. I've done different type of books, different niches. Before, low content books were not this much on Amazon KDP. People used to publish mostly high content books. And when low content books started, there was an influx of low content books. Many people were just publishing. Amazon had to put some measures in place in order to be able to have high quality books on that platform. Like now with AI, people are just making any kind of books and publishing on Amazon KDP, but you need to be very careful, else your account is going to be banned. You just need to be very careful how you use the resources that are available for you. I'm going to be making a video to show you how to use the AI tools in the right way. So make sure that the quality of your book is very high. So if you are making a line journal, make it unique. Make something that if somebody buys it, they are going to value it. Before somebody comes to buy a book, it's because they have a problem. There is a pain they want to solve. And if that person buys that book and it doesn't solve that problem, what happens? It's going to cause so much frustration, and the person is going to leave you a bad review. And that's the worst thing that you ever want to happen on your book. Your book should be in a way that when people buy it, they'll be happy that they actually bought it. So take your time, overcomers. There is no rush. To me, I always see it as a business, and this is something that when you publish this book, is there forever. So take your time and create a high quality book, and if possible, you can even outsource it. I have so many paid tools that I'm using for my publishing business. I have Publisher Rocket that I use. I have Bookboard that I use. I have many different paid tools that I use. Why would somebody prefer to buy your book instead of another book? Let me tell you something about commerce. When I just started publishing, you know what I used to do? When I was finding my niche, right, I'll even buy the books of my competitors. I'll buy those books and look at the physical copy. Yes, I'll spend that money and buy the book, and I'll open it and see. Then I'll go to the reviews. So let me just show you something. For example, if we look at this book that has some negative reviews, right? You see that the book has demand. That's why people are buying and reviewing. And it's a book that people will really love, right? And it's not been long that this book was published. When I'm doing my research, right, if I want to publish in this niche, I'll come here, I will look at this book, and I will go to the negative reviews. So the person is saying that AI generated coloring book, right? So I'll come here and I'll try to read the complaints that people are giving about this book. So when I see the complaints that they are giving about the book, when I'm creating my own book, my overcomers, I'm going to fix that problem in my own book. And so, you are looking at your competitors and you are creating your book to have a higher quality. My overcomers, you need to treat this as a business. You need to take time and make sure that you are creating the best book that you can create. That is how you are going to be able to make more sales. The next thing I want to talk about is that when you want to create your books, make sure that you are creating evergreen books. So these are books that people can buy season after season. They will always be in high demand. Like self-help books are evergreen books. They'll always be in demand. And if you have that kind of book and you have a brand, you keep having those repeat customers. If you are a new person, you can create holiday books, but make sure that you create them before other people start creating them. Because if somebody created ahead of you, right, what will happen? when people start buying those holiday books first, they will already have reviews, and if you are coming behind, then your books will just get pushed down. If you are creating like Christmas books, like during those holiday season, you need to plan ahead and make sure that you start creating them earlier so that you will get those sales before, you know, those big brands that are already established start releasing their own books. Creating evergreen books are best because it has demand all round. Holiday books, when the season passes, the books will just remain there and you will not have demands again for the book. But evergreen books, you see that you keep having demands over and over. This video is getting too long, but one thing that I want to tell you is that before I create any book, I'll do a lot of research. I'll already know like where my book will be placed on the bookshelf. It's just like when you go to like a library, right? When you go to that library, there are so many books in the library, and if you are looking for a certain book, let's say you are looking for a fiction book, you cannot go to where non-fiction books are and start looking for that book there. Why? You are not going to see it. So the books are placed at the right place in the library, right? I know how many books I need to sell before I'm in the first place, so I use different tools to be able to get that information. So for example, this is Publisher Rocket. So it's one of the tools that I use. For example, before I publish my book, look at this, is children Christian books, right? If I come here, I already know like this tool is going to tell me the prices. You are able to look at it and see this book is selling this amount every month, so you can do your research before you start creating your book. You already know how much the books are selling. For example, this is that book that we're looking at, right? Look at it, is selling. This is not small. Imagine that you have a book that is selling $500 per month, and if you have 10 books that are selling like that, it's already $5,000 per month. And if I come here, these are different categories, so it will tell me that if I publish in this category, I'll need to sell this number of books to be number 10. So I can search and I'll see like if I publish here, then I'll need to sell only 2 books, and I'll need to sell only 23 books to be a bestseller. And this one I'll need to sell only 11 books, and this one I'll need to sell only 3 books to be bestseller. So before I publish my book, I already do this research and I know exactly where I'm publishing my book. So my overcomers, because this video is getting too long, I cannot really explain all of this how it works. I will still create subsequent videos to show you how to be able to get all these keywords. So make sure you subscribe so that you are not going to miss any of those videos. So when you have this information, you know how to do your research like this, you'll be able to know exactly how many books you need to sell before you get to number 1, so you can plan ahead of time, so that when you publish your book, it immediately goes to that number 1 position. And when your book has that number 1 tag, guess what? The demand is going to increase. Everybody will know that that's a best-selling book. Everybody will know that it's a good book, and so demand is going to increase. Another important thing that you should not neglect is the title of your book, your keywords. Make sure that you are researching all those things before you start publishing. If you are getting anything out of this video, I want you to go today and make sure that your branding is good. Make sure that your covers are good. Make sure that your interiors are good. Your sales are going to drastically improve. I'm trusting God that He's going to empower you, that all the effort you are putting is going to yield fruit. Every link I talked about in this video, I'm going to put it down below. So thank you again so much for watching this video today. And if you've not subscribed yet, I'll encourage you to subscribe and become a part of the family. So I'm going to see you in the next video. Love you all so much. Bye bye. Even now, when time has passed, I owe you all, 'cause I could not bring myself to try.